10 Sneaky Psychological Tactics Used by Psychopaths. Psychopaths are individuals with a specific personality disorder characterized by persistent antisocial behavior, impaired empathy and remorse, and bold, manipulative, and egotistical traits. While not all psychopaths are violent or engage in criminal activities, they can still cause significant harm to those around them through psychological manipulation. This video will explore 10 sneaky psychological tactics used by psychopaths to deceive, manipulate, and control their victims. By understanding these tactics, we can better recognize the signs of psychopathic behavior and protect ourselves from their harmful influence. Charm and superficial friendliness. One of the most common tactics used by psychopaths is their ability to charm and disarm those around them. They often appear friendly, confident, and charming, which helps them gain the trust of others. This superficial friendliness is not genuine, but rather a tool to manipulate people and get what they want. By creating a favorable first impression, psychopaths are able to disarm their victims and make them more susceptible to manipulation. 2. Love bombing. Love bombing is a manipulative tactic in which a psychopath showers their target with excessive affection, compliments, and attention. This can create a sense of euphoria and emotional dependence in the victim, making them more susceptible to the psychopath's control. As the relationship progresses, the psychopath may suddenly withdraw their affection, leaving the victim feeling confused and desperate for the return of the honeymoon phase. This cycle of intense love and withdrawal can create a powerful emotional bond, making it difficult for the victim to break free from the psychopath's grip. 3. Gaslighting. Gaslighting is a manipulative technique used by psychopaths to make their victims question their own reality and perceptions. This is achieved through a series of lies, distortions, and misdirections designed to create doubt and confusion. By consistently undermining the victim's confidence in their own judgment, the psychopath can exert greater control over them. Gaslighting can lead to severe emotional distress and even cause the victim to question their own sanity. 4. Triangulation. Triangulation is a tactic used by psychopaths to create tension and competition among their victims by involving a third party. This can take the form of playing two people against each other or using a third person to validate their own behavior. By creating an environment of jealousy and rivalry, the psychopath can maintain control over their victims and keep them focused on each other rather than on the psychopath's own actions. 5. Mirroring. Psychopaths are skilled at mirroring the behaviors, beliefs, and values of those around them. This allows them to create a sense of rapport and familiarity with their victims, making it easier for them to manipulate and exploit them. By pretending to share the same interests and values, psychopaths can create a false sense of intimacy and trust that can be used to their advantage. 6. Pathological lying. Psychopaths are notorious for their ability to lie convincingly and without remorse. They may use lies to manipulate others, create a false persona, or simply for their own amusement. Their lies can be elaborate and well constructed, making it difficult for others to distinguish between fact and fiction. This pathological lying can further erode the victim's trust in their own perceptions and make it easier for the psychopath to exert control. 7. Emotional blackmail. Emotional blackmail is a manipulative tactic in which a psychopath uses guilt, fear, or obligation to control their victim. They may threaten to harm themselves or others, make ultimatums, or use other forms of coercion to manipulate the victim into compliance. By creating a sense of guilt or responsibility, the psychopath can gain power over their victim and make them more susceptible to further manipulation. 8. Playing the victim. Psychopaths are skilled at playing the victim and using their perceived vulnerability to manipulate others. They may exaggerate or fabricate stories of hardship, abuse, or victimization to elicit sympathy and support from those around them. By presenting themselves as the victim, psychopaths can disarm others and deflect attention away from their own harmful behavior. This tactic can also serve to further isolate their victims by creating a sense of obligation and indebtedness. 9. Devaluation. After the initial stages of charm and love bombing, psychopaths may begin to devalue their victims through subtle or overt criticism, humiliation, and ridicule. This serves to break down the victim's self-esteem and create a sense of worthlessness, making them more dependent on the psychopath for validation and approval. By devaluing their victims, psychopaths are able to maintain control and further manipulate them into submission. 10. Discarding. Once a psychopath has exploited their victim to their satisfaction or they no longer serve a purpose, they may abruptly discard them without remorse or concern for their well-being. This can be emotionally devastating for the victim, who may have invested significant time, energy, and resources into the relationship. The sudden discard can leave the victim feeling lost, confused, and desperate for closure, making them vulnerable to further manipulation should the psychopath choose to re-enter their lives. Conclusion. Understanding the sneaky psychological tactics used by psychopaths is crucial for recognizing and protecting ourselves from their harmful influence. By being aware of these tactics, we can better identify the signs of psychopathic behavior and take steps to distance ourselves from those who seek to manipulate and control us. It is important to remember that not all psychopaths are violent criminals. Many operate within society, using their manipulative skills to exploit others in various ways. By educating ourselves about the tactics they employ, we can empower ourselves to recognize, avoid, and confront these dangerous individuals.